Good afternoon, students. We'll be starting the class in just 1 minute. So we'll be covering today the seating arrangement topic. Just check your audio once and see that everything is clear. Check your audio and video. Just message it once in the chat room. So we'll be taking up the doubts first that some of you had posted in the WhatsApp group, and then we'll be starting with the topic of seating arrangement. So this will be the final lecture on logical reasoning. With this lecture, we'll be completing the logical reasoning module for your CA foundation examination. Okay. So I just went through all of the different WhatsApp messages, whatever doubts I could collect from there. I put this in the slide one by one. We'll be discussing the doubts. And once we have discussed the doubts, we'll just do a little bit of revision also of some of the topics like syllogism, at least some of the points. And then we'll be starting with the seating arrangement topic. Some students are still joining, so just waiting for 1 minute. All right, students, good afternoon. Let's start with the topic. And the first question I'm taking up here is doubt of syllogism that one of the student has posted. So let's look at question number 9 from the syllogism chapter. Some animals are clouds, and horse is an animal. And based on that, there are two conclusions here. Some clouds are animals. Hen is not a cloud. So first of all, the mistake in the typing in the question is this should not be horse. This should not be hen. It should be horse. Okay, because there's no mention of any hen in the statements. Okay. If you take the word hen, then anyhow the conclusion is wrong. But overall, let's see here. Some animals are clouds. So how do we make this sum statement? Some animals. So let's start with this circle. See, this circle represents animals, and some animals are clouds. The sea represents clouds. Okay. Okay. And next is that horse is an animal. So horse will go inside the circle for animal. Horse will go inside the circle for animal. Now, some clouds are animals that we can clearly see from here because some animals are clouds. That means some clouds are animals. So this part is correct, definitely right. So the first statement here is correct. The first statement is true. This is true. Now, horse is not a cloud. There's no negative link between horse and cloud. So this statement is uncertain. So it's not correct. It's uncertain. We're not looking for uncertain statements. We're looking only for true statements. So answer will be A. Only conclusion, sorry, only conclusion 1 follows in this particular question. So let me know if there's any doubt here in this particular question. Question number 9. Okay. Now the other doubt that was posted in the group WhatsApp group and in my particular my WhatsApp number was question number 11. So here we have question number 11. Let's look at this question. Question number 11. Okay, so all tigers are birds. Let's see here. Question number 11. All tigers are birds. Some birds are cows. So let's see here. All tigers are birds. So tigers will be inside the bird circle. All tigers are birds. The tiger circle is inside the bird circle. And some birds are cows. So bird circle and the cow circle will have some overlap. Now the first statement here, some cows are birds. If you look at this here, some cows are birds is correct. So this is true. It follows logically. Some tigers are cows. We don't know. It is uncertain. So you. Now we're not looking for uncertain statements. We're looking only for true statements. So answer will be only first one is correct or the answer is A. All tigers are birds. Some birds are cows. So the correct answer for question number 11 is the first conclusion follows logically, but the second one does not follow logically. So question number 11, the answer has to be A. Right, so I think you have got the question, particularly the one who had posted the doubt. Please let me know if there's any doubt in this particular question. Question number 11. Okay, so question number 11 is done. Now I'll take the next doubt. That is question number 19. So 3 doubts were posted from the syllogism chapter. I'm taking all the 3 doubts one by one. Some chairs are caps. Look at the statement here. Some chairs are caps. Okay, fine. Some chairs, so this is the chair circle, are caps. So this is the cap circle. And no cap is red. So red circle, we can make it here. No cap is red. So we make a negative link between cap and red. So no cap is red. Some caps are chairs, as you can see very clearly here that cap circle and chair circle have some overlapping area. So some caps are chairs is true. Now, no chair is red is not true because we don't have any negative link between chair and red. No, there's no negative link between chair and red. So the chair circle and red circle may or may not overlap. So you can see here, the chair circle and red circle may or may not overlap. May or may not overlap. So that means the second statement is uncertain. We don't know. It may happen. It may not happen. Both the cases we have to keep in mind. But we're not looking for any uncertain statements here. So we're looking only for true statements. So the answer is 1. So question number 19, again the answer is 1, which is A. Statement number 1, conclusion number 1 is true. Okay, so now, okay. So these are the 3 questions in which doubts were there from the topic of syllogism. Question number 25 once again. If you could post the question number 25, then I can definitely cover it here. I don't have the question on in my the PowerPoint presentation right now. So Chandra Mauli, if you could type the question number here, I can then If you could type the question, I can then take it up. Okay. Meanwhile, some students had also discussed a doubt regarding uncertain statements. So I will be covering a little bit about uncertain statements here. When do we get either or as the answer? This thing I'll be discussing once again. I'll take few examples to cover up uncertain statements, so that in case some of you still have doubts regarding uncertain statements, particularly in what situations the uncertain statements will be a part of the answer. Okay, uncertain statements. So we'll be taking up those types of uncertain statements where the uncertain statement is a part of the answer. So like, for example, when is the answer either or? In those, we are trying to discuss those situations when the answer is either one or two. Okay. So in what conditions will either one or two be the answer? That I will cover up a little bit here separately. Okay. This is an important point. We had spent some time on this earlier also, but it's okay. We'll spend some more time on this particular doubt so that this part is completely clear for everyone. Okay. So Chandramali has posted doubt. So I'll be taking up that doubt, Chandramali. First, let me just cover up a little bit about uncertain statements. Okay. So let's say we are talking about still students are joining in. So let's take an example here to understand when uncertain statements will be a part of the answer. Okay. So let's say some books are tables. Some books are tables. And some tables are pots. So let's take this example here. Okay. Some books are tables. Some tables are pots. And I'll be taking up conclusions here. So let me write down the two conclusions. The first conclusion I'm taking up here is some books are pots. Some books are pots. And the second conclusion I'm taking up here is no book is pot. So for this particular question, what will be the answer? Let's discuss the answer here, all of you. Some books are tables, some tables are pots. Some book conclusions are some books are pots and no book is pot. So in this particular example question that I've taken up, what will be the answer? That is A, B, C, D, E. I hope you know what are the answer options. A means only one is true. B means only two is true. C means either one or two is true. D means neither one nor two is true, and E means both are true. So in this particular example, what will be the answer? Some books are tables, some tables are pots. So almost everyone is posting the correct answer. You see, that's very good. Everyone is posting the correct answer here. That means all of you have almost understood this concept, right? Still, if someone has not got the answer, I'll discuss the answer. This is exactly the correct answer. Correct answer is C. The correct answer is C, which almost everyone in the chat room has posted. Now let's see here what is the why is C the answer. And this will cover one type of solution that we one of the conditions, one of the situations when the answer becomes either or. Okay, so this is a very good example for either or case. Some books are tables, so we make like this. So this is the circle for books and this is circle for tables. Some books are tables and some tables are pots. So we can make this diagram like this. Some tables are pots. Now the conclusion here is between books and pots. Okay. So if you look at books and pots, they're not overlapping. Okay. They're not overlapping does not mean that they will not overlap. So what was the notes that I given to you regarding this particular scenario? Let me write that notes once again for you. It's okay. If you have written it down earlier, it's fine. Otherwise, you can write it once again. When two circles, when two circles don't overlap, when two circles don't overlap, and there is no negative link between them, when two circles don't overlap and there is no negative link between them, then they may or may not overlap. Then they may or may not overlap. So this is one of the conditions that I had given to you notes also. So here the book circle, this is the book circle and this is the pot circle. In the diagram, they don't overlap. In the diagram, the book circle and pot circle don't overlap, but there's no negative link between them. Now, I hope you understand negative link. Negative link is something like this. When we make two circles, A and B, and we link them like this and put a cross on top. That is what I mean by negative link. Negative link means that we are certifying that these two circles are not going to overlap in any condition. So here between books and pots, there is no such negative link. So they may or may not overlap. If they may, then the answer will be 1. If they may not, the answer will be 2. So both of these statements alone, both the statements alone are uncertain. So when we have two uncertain statements, one is some, one is no, with the same subject and object. Book spots. In any order, one is some, one is no. Both statements are uncertain. Okay. Then the answer will be either or. Answer will be either one or 2 follows. This is the answer for this question. Either 1 or 2 follows, which is why for this particular scenario, the answer is C. So this is how you deal with uncertain statements. If there are two uncertain statements, but we don't have a sum and no combination, then we don't need to worry about that. Okay, we can leave it out. When there are two uncertain statements, when we don't have a combination of sum and no, because sum and no combined cover up all possibilities, may overlap, may not overlap. If they may overlap, then some books will be pots. If they may not overlap, then no books will be pots. So that's how we get this sum no combination, which makes the answer as either or. Okay, now let's take up one more scenario. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Subject and object are different, then we don't have to worry about that, Sanjay Kumar. If the subject and object are different, then we don't have to worry about it. Okay, let me show you one example for that. Zopulo, right? One of the conclusions ought to occur. That's a very good point here. And one of the conclusions ought to occur. Both can't be false, right? So if they may or may not overlap, then out of the two conclusions, one has to be true. Okay, so now let's look at another scenario, another type of question here. So let's take the statements first and write down the statements. It says, okay, let's take an all statement to start with. Okay. So all dogs are cats. All dogs are cats. Some some cats are tigers. All dogs are cats. Some cats are tigers. Okay, let's keep only two statements. Okay, so statement one and two. So conclusions here. The first one is some dogs are tigers. Some dogs are tigers. And conclusion number two, all cats are dogs. All cats are dogs. Now, what will be the answer for this particular question? Okay, look at the question here. All dogs are cats, some cats are tigers, and conclusions are some dogs are tigers, all cats are dogs. So just look at the question and post the answer. Is it A, B, C, D, E? What will be the answer for this particular question? So almost all of you are posting the correct answer. It's again very good. You have understood this topic now. It seems clearly. Except one student who got it wrong. I think everyone has got it right. Very good. All right. Fine. Very good. Very good. The correct answer is D. The correct answer is D. That is neither one nor two is true. So let's again look at the solution for this question. First statement, all dogs are cats. So we have the dog circle D, which is inside the cat circle. Dog circle inside the cat circle. Some cats are tigers. So the cat circle and the tiger circle have some overlap. Now, some dogs are tigers. Now, the dog circle and the tiger circle don't overlap. So, they may or may not overlap. So, this part is uncertain. This statement is uncertain. And all cats are dogs. Again, when we have two circles, one inside the other, whenever we have two circles, one inside the other, let's say this is A, this is B, it always leaves the possibility of A and B overlapping. I discussed this again in both the sessions that I've taken. There's always a possibility. So it is not false, it is a possible statement. Possibility. Okay. We don't know. Possibility means may or may not happen. So this also is uncertain. You see, now here also in this question also we have two uncertain statements. Please focus on this part here. Okay. In the previous example that I did on the screen, there also we had two uncertain statements and the answer was either or. In this question also we have two uncertain statements, but the answer is not either or here. The answer is D because we don't have any combination of some and no. So we have some and all. Also subject and object are not same. So there is no possibility of either or. The answer has to be neither one nor two follows. Okay, neither one follows nor two follows. That's the correct answer, which almost all of you have got. That's very promising. Okay. So these are two questions which I wanted you to understand. Now let's take up one more scenario and let's see if you can get that scenario correct or not. Okay, let's see. Let's continue. So let's take up the statements first. Okay. So all pens are pencils. Some problem was there with respect to the internet. So we are back now. We're back online. 1 second. So all of you are able to hear now. Just say once, check it once. I think now we are back online. So some network problem was there. That's why we got logged out of the account. Okay. Are you able to see the screen? The question there. So all pens are pencils. And let's say that some pencils are books, and all chairs are pencils also. Okay, that's it. 3 statements. All chairs are pencils. The 3 statements are there now. Please write down the 3 statements. All pens are pencils. How to distinguish between either or neither statements. Okay, now we'll discuss that. That's what I was discussing from that time, Janani, that, when is the answer C? The answer is C when we have 2 uncertain statements, out of which one has to be true. That is when we have a sum and no combination. But when we have 2 uncertain statements, but there is no link between them, when either of them need not be true, then the answer becomes neither nor. Okay. That is what I was discussing in the previous question also. So all pens are pencils, some pencils are books, all chairs are pencils. And let's look at the conclusions here. Conclusions, let's say, look at the conclusion number 1. Some pens are chairs. Some pens are chairs. Conclusion number 2. Some pens are not chairs. Some pens are not chairs. Now tell me the answer for this question. Some pens are chairs, some pens are not chairs. Take your time, don't be in a hurry. Note down the question first. Note on the question and then look at the conclusions 1 and 2. Some pens are chairs, some pens are not chairs. What will be the correct answer? Post the right answer in the chat room. Okay, so almost everyone has got the answer correct here again. So everyone, almost all of you have got it right, except one, maybe two students. Almost everyone else has got it right. So let's, those who have not got the answer as C, please look at the solution now. Okay. If you have not got the answer as C, the answer is C for this question. Okay. The correct answer is C. If you have not got the answer as C, please focus on the question here and look at the solution to this question. So all pens are pencils. Some pencils are books, all chairs are pencils. So how will we make the diagram first? Let's see here. All pens are pencils. So pens, all pens are, let's say this big circle is pencils. Okay, all pens are pencils. Some pencils are books. Now we have this, all chairs are also pencils, just like all pens are pencils, all chairs are also pencils. So chairs will be inside the pencil circle like this. But the chair and pen circle need not overlap. They may or may not overlap. So the chair circle, chair and pen may or may not overlap. May or may not overlap. So this is what is the main thing to keep in mind here. Okay, the chair and pen may or may not overlap. So some pens are chairs or some pens are not chairs. So when we have some and some not with the same subject and object, both are uncertain, then the answer is C, that is either one or two. Either one or two follows. So this is the another example scenario where the answer is either or case. Okay. So I have discussed three examples here. One is for either or, one for neither nor, and again one more for either or. So this is one area, and look at the notes that you have taken down so that you can use that notes, keep revising, and in future also if you have some doubts, share it separately so that we can discuss the doubt regarding syllogism. So I think almost all of you have got this idea now. See, if U and F, Nakshatra, if one conclusion is unknown and one is false, answer would be D. What will be the answer? Answer would be D, that is none of the conclusion follows. We're not looking for uncertain statements. Please keep this in mind. We're not looking for uncertain statements. We're not looking for false statements. We're looking only for statements that are logically true. Uncertain statements become a part of the answer only in two scenarios. Both the scenarios I have discussed with you here. So if one conclusion is uncertain, one conclusion is false, answer would be D, neither nor. Here, when both statements are uncertain and there is a sum no combination, sum x's are y's, no x's are y's. Okay, we have sum no combination with the same subject object xy. Then answer is either or, and another case of either or is this one. Some A's are B's, some A's are not B's. Both are uncertain, then answer would be either or. If there are other two uncertain statements, but there is no combination of either or kind of combination, then don't need to worry about the answer. Okay, now let's go to the question here, question number 28. Now this was a question from the, this is a question from the blood relations chapter, which one of the students had posted. So let's look at this particular question also. Q is the son of P. So let's start with the statement. Q is the son of P. So let's put P here. And P has a son, Q. Q is the son of P. X is the daughter of Q. So X is the daughter of Q. Done. So Q is the son of P. X is the daughter of Q. R is the auntie, which is Bua of X, and L is the son of R. Okay. So R is the auntie of X. Okay, fine. Let's see here. So X has Bua. Bua means father's, Bua means paternal aunt. In case you don't know, just trying to refer to this as paternal aunt. So X is the paternal aunt, R is the paternal aunt of X. So X, father's paternal aunt means what? It means father's sister. Father's sister. One student has posted now, what do you mean by false statement? See, false statement in logical reasoning, syllogism means something which is logically incorrect, which goes against the statement given to you. Okay, I'll discuss that. Let's discuss this question first. Okay, so R is the auntie Bua. Bua means paternal aunt. Paternal aunt means father's sister. So R is the sister of X's father. So here we'll get R. Okay, this is R. R is the paternal aunt of X, and L is the son of R. L is the son of R. Son, so square, okay, not circle. L is the son of R. So what is the, then what is L to P? Now L is the grandson of P. See, two generations, one generation, two generations, right? So grandson, answer will be A, grandson. Answer will be A. This doubt, maybe the person who was solving this question may not have understood the meaning of Bua. Bua means paternal aunt. In Hindi, we have Masi, which means maternal aunt. Maternal aunt. I don't think in the exam they will be using these Hindi words. Don't worry about that, okay? But in this question, they have used the word Bua so that you can understand they're talking about paternal aunt, not maternal aunt. Clear? So the answer is A, which is grandson. Now, regarding this doubt that one person has posted, which I believe is important for us to understand, and that is okay. So all of you can see the screen, right? Because there's a little bit of disruption at my end, so I'm a little confused. Uh, can you just quickly, someone can post here? Can you see the screen? Are you getting the PowerPoint screen? Okay. Yeah. So in case anything happens like that, immediately inform me if there's any disruption, because usually from so many days we are doing the class and we had no disruption. But today I think there's something wrong with the network. A little bit of disruption is there. I'm just trying to rectify this from my end. I hope the class runs smoothly. If there's any problem, you can always uh, message me directly on WhatsApp, or let me know here. Okay. Now, regarding false statement, what is the difference between what is the difference between false and uncertain? So if in case one person has a doubt, let's see if anyone else also has the same doubt or not. Okay. What is the difference between false and uncertain statements? False and uncertain statements, uncertain conclusions. Okay, conclusions. What is a false conclusion? What is an uncertain conclusion? So I'll explain this with the help of an example. Let's say that all birds are flowers. All birds are flowers. And some flowers are trees. Okay. And let's write down two conclusions here. Okay. Well, first one is, okay, let's say no flower is tree. No flower is tree. And second statement, let's write down here, some birds are trees. Some birds are trees. Tell me what will be the answer for this question. Let's see here. What is the answer for this question? All birds are flowers. Some flowers are trees. I have given to you two conclusions here. No flower is tree, and some birds are trees. Tell me the answer here. What will be the answer for this particular question? Some no flower is trees, some birds are trees. Okay, so except one, almost all of you have got the correct answer. Manjula Vani, very good. That, the first one is false, second one is uncertain. That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, both but the answer is D. The answer is D. The answer for this question is D. First of all, you mark the answer. Answer for this question is D. What we need to understand here is that the first one is false. The first statement is false. I will discuss here why it is false. Okay. First, write down. The first statement is false, and the second statement is uncertain. Now, this particular example will give you a clarity on what is the difference between false and uncertain. When we are solving a question of syllogism, we are looking for true conclusions. When we say that something follows logically, that means that statement is logically correct. Okay, it follows logically, it's true. We are not looking for false, we're not looking for uncertain. In the case of false as well as uncertain, the answer will be D. Neither one, not two follows. Only when we have two uncertain statements that which satisfy a particular conditions, then we give the answer as C, which is either or. Now, the reason why it is false, let's look at this. Let's make a diagram here. All birds are flowers. So birds are inside flowers. And some flowers are trees. So flowers and trees have an overlap. Now the first statement is telling you that no flower is tree, but we know from the diagram 100% some flowers are trees, right? So this statement goes against the premise or the premises. Okay, this statement goes against the premises. Since this statement goes against the premises, it is opposite of what has been clearly told to us. It is not uncertain, it is definitely false because it's contradicting the basic premise. It's contradicting what we can see for sure in the diagram. In the diagram, we can clearly see that flowers and trees have some overlap. And the statement is telling that no flower is tree. How is it possible? So that's why it is false. Now, some birds are trees. If you look at the diagram, some birds are trees. Bird circle and tree circle don't overlap, but they may or may not overlap. And I discussed with you earlier, when two circles don't overlap, but there is no negative link between them, then they may or may not overlap. It is not going against the basic premises, which is why it is uncertain. Uncertain means it may happen, it may not happen, we just don't know. And false means it's clearly false. Without making a diagram itself, you can tell that it is wrong, because here we see some flowers are trees and you're saying no flower is tree. So definitely it's going against the premise number two. So that is why the first statement is false and second statement is uncertain. Anything which directly contradicts the positive information given to you in the statements is false. So have you understood this? The difference between what is false and what is uncertain. Okay, very important part. This was the difference between what is false and what is uncertain. Now let's move on to the next question. This was another doubt given by one of the students. Some girls are flowers, some flowers are books. Now, I'm sure you can tell the answer for this particular question. Just try it out and let me know what is the answer for this question. I don't know who had posted. I was just trying to search for that. Sanjana, both are uncertain, but I want the answer. I want the answer. Sanjana Chara. I want to know what is the answer for this question. Correct. The answer is C. Very similar question we have done earlier today. Some girls are flowers. Some girls are flowers. Some flowers are books. Now, girl circle and book circle don't overlap. Some girls are books, uncertain. No books are girls, uncertain. We have we have here two uncertain statements, but we have a some no combination with the same subject and object. Girls, books, books, girls. The order can be different, but the subject and object must be same. So answer has to be C. This question I asked you last time also to star mark and keep in mind, so that if you get this particular question type in the examination, you are able to very clearly tell what is the answer for this question. Okay. So question number 21 we have discussed. Let's move on now to the next doubt. Okay, now there are two doubts here that were posted to me in my WhatsApp number from you guys. One was question number 12 and one was question number 19. Both of these questions are doubts from the blood relations chapter. So question number 12 and question number 19. If you can kindly look at these two questions here. Let's look at question number 12. A is B's brother. A is B's brother. So B has a brother A. C is A's mother. So C is the mother of A. D is C's father. D is the father of C. F is A's son. So A has a son, F. How is B related to F's child? F's child. Now, if F is a child, how will B be related to? The answer has to be grandfather, right? D is the correct answer. Two generations gap are there, so we can say grandfather. This is grandfather's sibling. But if we go by the answer options, we can say answer would be grandfather. It's okay. They are not given the gender, Darshini. I completely agree with you that they have not given to you the gender. But if I go by only these answer options, there is no other answer option, right? There's no other answer option. We don't have an answer option like none of these. So if that is the case, we can mark the answer as, we can mark the answer according to what is given to us in the answer option. I hope this point is very much clear to you. If the same thing happens in the exam, don't worry. Just mark the answer based on the answer options. Mark the answer based on the answer options. I completely agree that this question itself seems completely wrong to me because we don't know what is the gender of B. Now let's look at question 19. What is the thing given in question 19? A and B are sisters. So, okay, let's start by doing that. A and B are sisters. They are siblings. Both the siblings are females. A is mother of D. Gender of D is not given. D has a daughter C. So C is a female who is married to F. C is married to F. G is the husband of A. G is the husband of A. Now, how is C related to D? The answer should be daughter, right? The question is wrong. D has a daughter C. So how is C related to D? Answer will be daughter. Okay, now if you get this question in the examination, you know for sure that the question is wrong. Mark something and move on. Don't worry about right, wrong, because this question is definitely wrong and you will get 1 mark grace. If you leave it, you will get 0. So you are clear now, 100% sure the question is wrong. You leave it, you will get 0. You mark anything there, you will get 1. Okay. So maybe they wanted to ask how is C related to G, maybe, cousin, niece, aunt, sister-in-law. Maybe they wanted to ask how is B related to G, how is B related to G? Maybe that is what they wanted to ask. I don't know. In that case, the answer would be sister-in-law, right? So some typing mistake is there, and so whole question is wrong in that case. So I hope this point is clear. Now there's one question, doubt from number series. I'm taking up all the doubts from the previous chapters today. Question number 12, what is the problem? Just now I discussed question number 12. A is B's brother. A is B's brother. So B has a brother A. And A is C is A's mother. D is C's father. Hmm? F is A's son. How is B, that is this B, related to F's child? If F has a child, let's say X, then there are two generations here, one and two. So grandparents or grandfather. If we go by the answer options, I'm saying, because we don't know the gender of B, right? So I'm just going by the answer options. That's the question number 12. Now let's look at this question number 27. 8, 28, 116, 584, question mark. What is the correct answer for this question? 8, 28, 116, 584. What is the missing number? What is the missing number here? 8, 28. So 8 into 3 plus 4 is equal to 28. You see, 8 into 3 is 24, and 24 plus 4 is 28. Now, if you look at 28 and 116, 28 into 4 plus 4. 28 into 4 is how much? So it's 112, and 112 plus 4 is equal to 116. And 116 into 5 plus 4 is equal to how much? So we have 580. 116 into 5 is equal to 580. And 580 plus 4 is 584. So if the first one is into 3 plus 4, next one is into 4 plus 4, next one is into 5 plus 4. So then next one should be into 6 plus 4. So 584 into 6 plus 4. That's equal to 3508. 3508. And so answer will be D, 3508. Question number 27 from the number series chapter, exercise 1. Question number 27, the first chapter, coding series and odd one out. This question is from there. I hope you have got the answer. 27, answer is D. Now, one student has posted this question in the WhatsApp group with the particular request of understanding how to find the starting point. How to find the starting point. First of all, we don't have to worry about starting point, okay? I don't really get the meaning of this question, but there's one thing to understand. Any point is the starting point. No, just put a dot anywhere. Just put a dot anywhere and you start that. That's your starting point. So Raju facing north moves 20 kilometers. So I just put a dot here. And okay, he's here. And this is the starting point. And he moves 20 kilometers north. So I just make a line here and say, okay, this is 20 kilometers north. Then it turns to his right and moves 20 kilometers. So if it turns right, it will go towards east from here. It goes 20 kilometers. Then he moves 10 kilometers in northeast. He moves 10 kilometers northeast. So from this point, if you go northeast, now you know what is northeast, right? This is your northeast. So he goes northeast 10 kilometers. Then turn to his right and moves 20 kilometers. Okay, so again 20 kilometers. Again turn to his left and moves 20 kilometers. Okay, so if he actually, one second. From this point, if he's turning right, right means turning right exactly 90 degrees. So let's see like this. Okay, so 20 kilometers, and turn to the right moves 20, and then turn to his left and moves 20 kilometers. So if it turns to his left and moves 20 kilometers, which direction is he facing? Answer would be northeast. He'll be facing northeast direction. Northeast direction will be the correct answer. Take note diagram and one second. One second. Just let's make the diagram once again. So keep a starting point, and he moves 20 kilometers north and turns to his right and moves 20 kilometers. So 20 kilometers right. Then he moves 10 kilometers northeast. So we go like this, 10 kilometers northeast. Then turn to his right and moves 20 kilometers. So 20 kilometers. Then turn to his right and moves 20 kilometers. So again, he turns right and moves 20 kilometers. And turn to his left and moves 20 kilometers. Now, if it turns to his left and moves 20 kilometers, it will be southeast, not northeast. Okay, so this is the direction we're talking about. This is south, this is east. So that's southeast direction, southeast direction, southeast. So the answer has to be A, not northeast. One statement I had missed out in the middle, so that's why. The answer would be southeast. Make the diagram, see if there's any doubt in this question. Yeah, correct. Rajita, I saw it. He turns right 2 times and then turns left. So the answer is southeast. So the main point was starting point. Now we don't have to worry about starting point at all. You just take any point on the paper, on the sheet that you're solving, put any point anywhere, and you say this is the starting point. You don't have to worry about what is the starting point. Okay, now we are going to start with seating arrangement. So this is all the doubts that were there from the previous exercise questions. Direction sense, I have taken doubts today. Blood relations doubts I have taken. Syllogism, as well as one doubt from the numbers series chapter. So now we'll be starting with the seating arrangement topic. Okay, and we'll understand there's not much theory part here. Mostly it's about how do we arrange people on a line. So let me just give you a little bit of theory introduction about seating arrangement. So seating arrangement. So in the book, normally they have covered two types or three types actually. One is linear seating arrangement, and one is circular. So linear seating arrangement and circular seating arrangement. Under linear, we have a subtype, and that is when there are two rows. People are seated in two rows. Now, if you look at the previous ICAI mock papers, because the actual paper is not available on the website. So if you look at the previous mock papers of the ICAI, you will normally find that questions from linear and two rows come in the examination. Circular, there are not many questions that I've seen from seating arrangement. Almost all of the papers had linear and two rows. Okay. Now, 4 questions will come from this chapter. Almost guaranteed, fixed in the examination. There will be 4 questions from the chapter of seating arrangement. The good thing about this chapter, let's look at the positive thing about this chapter. There is no rule or theory to remember. Okay, there's no theory part or no rule separately to remember about this chapter. Unlike in the case of syllogism, where we have to understand 4 of the statements and what are the diagrams for the 4 statements, and what are the different ways of getting the conclusion. Also in blood relations, also we have some rules at least to learn regarding making a family tree and other such things and in coding, decoding also various types are there. But here in this chapter, there's no such concept here to memorize or learn at all. So it's all based on your IQ. So it's completely IQ based, okay, intelligence based, puzzle based questions. Some scenarios are given to you, very simple ones, not complicated at all. And based on that, you have to find out the order in which people have been seated. Okay. Now I will show you some of the questions. I'll create some questions right in front of you to give you a clarity on what is the by showing you how we make questions, because I've been training from the last, I told you, around 15 years now. So I normally make lots of questions for different people who want to different websites and other such, publishers who want questions from me. So I know exactly how questions are created, and based on that, I can show you the logic behind question creation, and that I think may help you in solving these questions in the examination. So first of all, there are four questions from this chapter, and four questions from syllogism chapter. So 4 plus 4, 8 marks for the taking. And seating arrangement is not having any theory or formula or anything like that. It is purely based on intelligence, your IQ, and your ability to read and understand information. Okay. Now linear means in a line, circular means around a circle, and two rows means in two straight lines. Okay. So let's start with the linear seating arrangement. What is this linear seating arrangement? Okay, linear seating arrangement. So take out your pen and paper, and in your notebook, write down this linear under seating arrangement. Write down the first one, linear seating arrangement. And we'll make a question here. Step by step, I'll write down each line of the question one by one. And according to the lines which I'm writing, we will put in data, and that will be your you can say a theory part for you. Okay, so linear seating arrangement, those who are solving questions, I had not asked you to solve questions right now. Okay, we're discussing the theory part. I have not yet moved into solving questions. So if I'm discussing some theory part, I would want you to pay attention to the theory part as of now. Okay, and then you will get time to solve questions. So let's say that there are 5 persons, right down here, 5 persons A, B, C, D, and E are seated in a straight line, or let's say even are standing in a straight line. So the standing or seating is all the same. Okay, are standing in a straight line facing north. This is the first, this is how the question will always start. Now in this case, I'll tell you which side they are facing, and I'll explain to you the reason behind this. If this phrase facing north is not given in the question, don't worry about it. You can always assume that they are facing north. Otherwise, if there's unless they specify separately that they are facing south, you don't have to worry about it. We always take them as facing north. So 5 persons A, B, C, D, and E are standing in a straight line facing north. So what will be our first step? Because this will be the first sentence of a given question. Our first step will be to make this particular diagram. Okay. So let's say that there are 5 persons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we make this dash diagram. Each place is for 1 person. How many persons are there? 5 persons. So I made here 5 positions, and they're facing north. Facing north means what? What is the importance of this? If they're facing north, that means right is towards our right and left is towards our left. Okay, or we can say that right is towards east and left is towards west. Okay, that's the meaning of facing north. If they're facing south, then this left and right will be interchanged. Left will go towards east and right will go towards west. According to the given question, which side are they facing? You can take right and left. So they specify this particular thing sometimes so that you can take right and left accordingly. Again, I'm telling you, listen carefully. If they don't specify which side they are facing, you don't have to worry about that. You can always say that they are facing north. I hope this point is clear. Any doubt here? The first statement, how do we start? That part you have to first understand, okay? Now let's start with, so how is a question made, Well, first we give you the information that there are 5 persons. Now, what is your job? Your job is to find out the seating arrangement. But how will you find out the seating arrangement unless until some clues are given to you? There have to be some clues given to you, which is very, very important. Just clues means hint. Some hint, some information is required in order to for us to find out the arrangement. Okay, so let's see how they will give you clues. Okay. A is standing. Take down the statement here. A is standing. Second to the right. Right of D. A is standing second to the right of D. A is standing second to the right of D. So now how are we going to use this statement here? Let's try to work it out. See, the objective of this is to show you the approach we use. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's make a few more diagrams. Okay, because we have very less clues here. So just from the first clue, how many possibilities I can create? I'll create all the possibilities and show to you. Just from the first clue, how many possibilities I can create. Not I have not given to you additional clues right now. I'm just showing to you how to create all the possibilities from one particular information. Now, A is standing second to the right of D. So what is given to you? A's position is given to you with respect to D's position. Let's say, for example, in case 1, if D is here, then this is first right, this is second right, A will be here. Okay, that's one possibility, correct? We don't know where is D, right? I'm just saying, let's say that D is in the first place, leftmost place. So A's position is second right of D's. What is the meaning of second to the right? This is what is called as immediate right. This position is immediate right or first to the right. This position is second to the right. Now, similarly, I can say that what if D is here? I don't know, right? So I'm just saying cases, case 1. So what if D is here? If D is here, then 1, 2, A will be here. Correct? And what if D is here? Now this is the third possibility. Then 1, 2, A will be here. That means from the first statement, there could be 3 different possibilities for A based on the 3 possible places that D can occupy. Okay, understood? Now let's see here what we need to do. So that means one statement alone is not sufficient. We need something else. So let's say that E is not an immediate. So one very important terminology I'm going to cover for you here. E is not an immediate neighbor of A. E is not an immediate neighbor of A. E is not an immediate neighbor of A. So if we go back to the diagrams that we already have made, the three diagrams that we have made, and we try to work out where would E possibly be. Okay, let's look at this. So if E, what is the meaning of immediate neighbor? Immediate neighbor means right next to. So this place and this place, these two places are immediate neighbors of A, right? So what I'm saying is that E is not an immediate neighbor of A. So that means E is not here and E is not here. And that would mean that E must be in the last place here. Okay, so this is what it means, that in the first case, this is case 1, this is case 2, and this is case 3. So I'm just showing you how questions are created. Okay, questions are created so that there are multiple possibilities that students can gradually solve as they take on one statement after the other, so that finally they will come to one ultimate solution that gives them the answer. Okay, so in the first case I got E in the rightmost place. Similarly, in the second case, E will be in the leftmost place, and in the third case there would be two possibilities for E, this one also and this one also. Clear? So there are three possible scenarios for E. You're understanding? So let's see here. If I add one more information here, that E is not standing, E is not standing at the extreme ends of the line. E is not standing at the extreme ends of the line. The moment I add this statement, case 1 and case 2 become wrong. Why? Because in case 1, E is standing at the right end, and in case 2, E is standing at the left end. So the whole case becomes wrong now. Okay, so that's how we start a question. We start a question by building cases after cases, and gradually what will happen, we'll narrow down to one case which will become our ultimate case. Understanding? Now we just need one more clue and that will solve the question, because now we know E is on the left hand side. E is either here or here. Okay, but I just need something more now. Still something is missing. So let's say that let's take C. Okay, C is to the immediate left of D. C is to the immediate left of D. That's all. Nothing else is required now. This will solve us the entire question here. Okay, so now this means C is here. If C is here, automatically E will go here, because we know E is but then the whole question will become wrong. Okay, just let's see. Okay, the whole question will become wrong, because now in the third case also E is at the extreme end. We can't have E at the extreme end. Okay, so what we could do is we can say E is, let's just verify this. Let's just make corrects here. Okay, because if that happens, then the whole question will become inadequate, data will become inconsistent. So let me just rectify this part. So one more clue I needed, but that clue is not satisfying with my previous clues, so I need to change that. Okay, so here is this thing. Okay, so let's just remove this C and E also. So I want a clue with C, so maybe I can write here that C is second to the left of D. That will solve the whole thing for us. Okay, so if D is here, first left, second left, this will be C. Automatically E will come here, and who is left? B will be left here. So we'll get our arrangement C, E, D, B, A. What is our arrangement? C, E, D, B, A. Once we get our arrangement, our whole question will be right and we'll get 1 mark. Okay, now this is this question which I have given to you is slightly more complex than what you normally get in the examination, because this was based on 3 cases. So the in fact, when you look at the actual questions in the CA Foundation exam, you may see that it is simpler than this. Okay, but what was my purpose behind doing this question step by step is, one, to show you how to interpret each statement of the question, and that if there are possible cases, then take all possible cases in mind while constructing your answer, because you should know that ultimately you will come to the correct answer. Okay, and so this is what linear seating arrangement is all about. Seating arrangement in line. Focus on how do we interpret phrases like second to the right, second to the left. What is the meaning of immediate right, immediate left, immediate neighbor? So these things we have to keep in mind. Now next is we'll also have a quick look at um, circular seating arrangement. What is the meaning of circular seating arrangement? As I told you that it's not very frequently asked in the examination, but still, let's just understand. There will always be enough clues, right, Sanjana? Otherwise, how will you solve the question? There will always be enough clues given to you in the question, so that ultimately, Ranjita, you don't have to take three cases for every question. This is just one example that I given to you. Based on a given question, we'll gradually start interpreting each statement one by one. Okay, we'll interpret each statement one by one, and if there are possible scenarios, they will take the possible scenarios. Okay, it's not necessary that every statement has two to three cases. Okay, keep this in mind. What I'm trying to show you is approach. You don't have to mug up this approach. There's nothing to mug up here. I told you seating arrangement. In fact, in topics like seating arrangement, uh, direction sense, don't try to mug up anything. In direction sense, also we all know north, south, east, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So it's not much mugging up. Blood relations, a little bit you should know, and coding, decoding. Again, you should just need to know what are the basic methods of coding. That's all. Whole logical reasoning is intelligence based. That's why it's called logic. Logic cannot be mugged up. Okay. So let's look at circular seating arrangement. After this, we'll take a break, and after the break, we'll come back and start solving questions. Circular seating arrangement means arrangement around a circle. So arrangement around a circle. So let's say, for example, five persons are there. Five persons. I'm not going to create the whole question here. Now you know how to approach one by one. So just show you. Five persons are seated around a circle, facing the center. So take down this statement and underline this part, facing the center. If this phrase facing the center is given to you, well and good. If it is not given, you can assume that they are facing the center. But I'll explain to you what is the difference between facing the center and facing away from the center. So just like we had done in the case of linear seating arrangement, in the case of circular seating arrangement also, when we get this something like this facing the center, or five persons are there, so first of all, we'll make a circle. And five persons are there, so we'll make five equidistant positions. One second. Let me correct this. Okay, one. And so try to keep them as equidistant as possible. One, two, three, four, five. So there are five persons. All of them are facing the center. So maybe we can put arrows like this. One, two, three, four, five. So we'll make a setting. Now, first step always in these questions of seating arrangement is to get your setting done. Once your setting is ready, you can start placing people there as per the hints or clues given to you. And once you interpret all the clues, you'll get the answer. Okay. So, but the starting step is always to read the question carefully. How many persons are there? Which side are they facing? Again, you should note here that if it's not mentioned which side they are facing, then you can understand that they're facing the center. However, there are two different cases which happen. What happens when they're facing the center? Facing the center. If the person is facing the center like this arrow, is pointing towards the center. Then right is in the anti-clockwise direction and left is in the clockwise direction. So the reason why they give to you this facing the center and facing away from the center is for you to understand which side is right and which side is left. Okay. Now, if they're facing the center, right will be in the anti-clockwise direction, or right will be towards your left. Okay. So right will be in the anti-clockwise direction and left will be in the clockwise direction. For example, if I add here a line, A is second to the right of E. Okay. So if this was a statement given to us, I could place E anywhere. Because in the circle, there's no starting point, ending point. So I'll place E anywhere and count from there second right. Now, since E is facing the center, right is in the anti-clockwise direction. So first right is this one and second right is this one. So A will be here. If by chance you put A here, no, your entire question will be wrong. So which is why we need to know which side is right, which side is left. Now, next is facing away from the center. Facing away from the center. If this was mentioned, what will happen? Facing away from the center. If a person is facing away from the center, for example, he's sitting here and facing away from the center. Look at the arrow here. He's facing away from the center, not towards the center as in this case. He's facing away from the center. Then right will be in the clockwise direction and left will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So what is going to change now? Right and left will change. And that's how you approach any question based on circular seating arrangement. Ideally, when they give you, they are not given a question based on circular seating arrangement in the CA foundation mock papers. Even if they give you, they'll give you a simpler one, which is not based on all this facing the center, facing away from the center, basic ideas. If they don't mention anything, we have to understand that they are facing the center. If it's not mentioned, they're all facing the center. This is how we approach questions on circular seating arrangement. Okay. Now, final type, third type, that is two rows. Let's say, for example, 6 persons. How will the question start? 6 persons, A, B, C, D, E, and F are sitting in 2 parallel rows with 3 persons in each side, in each row. People in one row are facing the ones in the other row. This is the initial setting. Okay. The moment you read this statement, 6 persons are sitting in 2 parallel rows. Whether it is mentioned or not mentioned, this is how we are going to approach it. Okay. 3 persons on each row facing each other. That's how you're going to interpret it. Read the question carefully. This is the setting of the question. The 2 rows will be there, and ideally any question that you get in the exam will be with 6 persons. 6 persons, that's all. You're not going to get questions with 7 persons, 8 persons, 10 persons and all that, because in a 1 mark question, they can't ask so much. They're going to ask you questions based on 6 persons only. They can't ask 4 persons, they can't ask 5 persons, because 5 persons we can't divide into 2 rows. So always, every time you will get a question with 6% only, nothing less, nothing more. So the moment you read the question, immediately you will scan it. The moment you see two rows, this is how it's going to be: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. These people are facing south. These people are facing north. So for these persons, right is this side and left is this side. And for the one on the other row, left is this side and right is this side. Always, every time you will have the same structure, no change here. 6 persons, A, B, C, D, E, and F are sitting in two parallel rows with 3 persons in each row. People in one row are facing the ones in the other. So look at the initial condition. That gives you a complete clarity on how we are going to approach. The moment we read the question, we know. Anirudh, are you talking about the two rows? In two rows, we don't talk about clockwise, anti-clockwise. Okay, we only talk about left and right. If we have a circular seating arrangement, no, then only we talk about clockwise and anti-clockwise, not in the question of two rows. In two rows, it's simply that one row is facing south and one row is facing north. So they're facing each other. So the one in the bottom row, the one in the bottom row, for them, right is towards our right, that is east, and left is towards our left, that is west. And in the top row, right and left will interchange. Once the initial setting is done, you will be able to approach and solve the question. So three types of questions are there. There's no theory part here. Just I'm showing you the structure that we have to make in order to approach and solve these questions in the examination. So all the three questions, I have shown to you the structure. What we'll do now is exactly 5:33 right now. So we'll take a break for 15 minutes. Post the break, we'll solve some questions from the ICAI material. And then I'll take up some questions from my side and we will finish up this seating arrangement topic. Later, you can solve the questions and share the doubts with me. So whenever I resume the classes, I will be discussing those doubts separately with you. All right, so take a break and assemble after the break. Don't log out. We'll continue from this point to start solving questions. We're starting the class now. The break is done. Okay, so we'll be starting with the questions now. Okay, so let's start with the first three questions. Let's solve them one by one. And as you can see, these questions are from what? UP B.Ed examination, Bachelor's of Education, and in IBCA examination, Intelligence Bureau. This is Intelligence Bureau examination, okay? And this is the SSC, Staff Selection Commission exam. So all of these are government exams. The government exams forms the basis of the questions that you normally find in your ICAI material. Earlier also I've told you they have been taken from SSC, railways, banking, insurance, and government exams. So let's start with the first question here. Solve the first question. Tell me what is the answer. Five boys are there, as I discussed earlier. This is how they will start. Five boys are there. A, B, C, D, and E sitting in a row. Now it's not mentioned that they are facing north, so you can assume that they are facing north. A is to the right of B. So let me show you how to solve the first question for those who have not done. So A is to the right of B. So let's keep B here. A is to the right of B, and E is to the left of B. So E is to the left of B. So we get this EBA. Okay. E is to the left of B, but to the right of C. So we're talking about E here. E is to the right of C. A is to the left of D. So A is to the left of D. So we get our arrangement CEBAD. Who is second from left end? The answer is E. This is your left end. This is your right end. Okay. So who is second from the left end? Answer is E. So answer option C. This is how you solve these questions. Very simple questions. You don't have to worry about second to the left or first to the right, all those things. Very simple, very, very basic questions. Okay. So the correct answer is answer option C for question number one. So question number one I have solved for you. Now can you try out question number two, all of you? Those who have done, that's fine. Those who have not done, please try out question number two. And once you're done, you can post the answer in the chat room so we can see. Question number two, what is the answer? So question number two, there are five different houses, A to E, in a row. A is to the right of B. So B is here, A is here, and E is to the left of C. E is to the left of C and right of A. So E is right of A. So E is right of A and left of C, left of C. B is to the right of D. So we get our arrangement DBAEC, DBAEC. Which of the house is in the middle? Answer is A. Which house is in the middle? The answer for this is A. Answer option A. DBAEC. That's question number two. Now try out question number three. Question number three. What is the answer for question number three? Everyone should try to solve and post the answer in the comment section. All right, let's look at question number 3 here now. 5 friends P, Q, R, S, and T are sitting in a row facing north. So facing north again means right is towards our right, left is towards our left. That's the only purpose of this facing north. S is between T and Q. So S is between, so let's say T is this side, just for the sake of solving the question. S is between T and Q, and Q is to the immediate left of R. Q is to the immediate left of R. Immediate left means right next to. Okay, so Q is to the immediate left of R, and P is to the immediate left of T. So T is here, P is to the immediate left of T. Now who is in the middle? Who is in the middle? S is in the middle. So answer will be A, S. So P, T, S, Q, R, that is the final order, and the one in the middle is S. So question number 3, the answer is A. Question number 3, the answer is A, that is S. All right, so we have done question 1, 2, 3. Any doubt in the first 3 questions? Anyone? Whatever be your doubt, don't worry, tell me so that I can discuss the answer once again. If everything is clear, let's move on to the next set of questions. So let's go to question number 4 now. Question number 4. 6 children A, B, C, D, E, and F are standing in a row. And then we have additional information given to you. So those who have not solved, solve this question and tell me the answer. This is again from the Staff Selection Commission Examination, SSC. Question 4, make the diagram, solve it. Use your pen and paper, work it out. Don't wait for me to solve it on the screen for you. Try it out yourself first. That is how you'll get confident that you are able to solve and get the answers for the different questions in the paper. Okay, 6 children are there standing in a row. B is between F and D. Start with this. B is between F and D. E is between A and C. And A does not stand next to either F or D. Okay, so it's not A, it's either. So B is between F and D, and E is between A and C. E is between A and C. A does not stand next to either F or D. So E is between A and C. So let's say E is here. A does not stand next to either F or D, so that's correct here. And C does not stand next to D. C is not standing to F is between which of the following pair of channels? F is between C and B. So answer will be B. B and C. Correct answer is B here. B and C. F is between B and C. Question 4, the answer is B. B and C. Is it clear? All of you, please try to work out yourself. Don't just note down from Ganesh will explain this once again. So look at this once again. B is between F and D. So first you will make this, okay? F, B, and D. Now E is between A and C. And A does not stand next to either F or D. So in this position, A cannot come, okay? So what we can do is we can place C here because we know E is between A and C. So E is between A and C. So that's how it will be correct. A, E, C, F, B, D, 6 persons are there. And it also satisfies our next condition that C does not stand next to D. It satisfies because C is standing next to F here. No problems at all. So what is the last thing that they're asking us? F is between which of the following pairs of children? So if you look at this here, F is between whom? Between B and C. Any order, it does not, order does not matter here. Correct answer is F is between B and C. Is it clear now? Ganesh, P, let me know if there's anything. Ashish, even if you write it the other way, the answer is not going to change. Okay, the answer will be same. Okay, so that's not a big problem to worry about here. Okay, now let's see here the next question. Slightly lengthy question here. This is from a MAT examination, management admission test. Okay, MAT, management admission test for admission into MBA colleges. So when you want to, after doing a graduation, when you want to do MBA, let's say in different colleges in Bangalore like Rice and all across the country, you appear in this exam called as MAT, management admission test, from the year 2011. So that is also a reference point for the kind of questions that the CA Foundation ICAI has included in the material. So it's a little lengthy because usually in maths the questions are slightly complex than what you will find in CA Foundation. So let's see, the 8 books kept one over the other. So this is on one on top of the other, right? Not in a straight line, but one on top of the other. So how will you solve this question and what is the answer for this question? Try it out. Question number 5, read the directions carefully. Use a pen and paper to work out the question. So counting from the top, so means what we do here is we start like this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why? Because there are 8 books, kept one over the other. 2 books are on organizational behavior. So organizational behavior, there are 2 books.